Hey, what's up guys, it's Claudio here and we have another race video. The 3-4 Pickle Juice race in Pennsylvania. This is a third of the series and I did much better here. Guys, if you are not subscribed, feel free to subscribe for more videos like this. If you like them, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know how my racing looks to you. Any tips, advice, greatly appreciated. Let's get right into it. So here are my stats really quick. Age 37, 155 pounds, FDP 276, max heart rate 192, and I train about 10 hours a week on Trainer Road. Currently doing the rolling race, high volume plan. And also feel free to follow me on Instagram. I post all my workouts on there, on the Instagram stories. So give that a follow. And a big thing that I did for this race was my warm-up. I brought my trainer, my Tax Neo. It doesn't need power. And I just put it on the side, on the grass, in the shade, and I did the following warm-up. It's like a 30-minute warm-up. 5 minutes easy, 8 minutes zone 3. For me, that's 210 watts. Then 2 minutes easy, 1 minute at threshold, 2 minutes easy, 5 times 10 seconds at 450 with 1 minute rest in between. Then 2 times 10 seconds at just a cadence sprint. So 140, 150 RPM for 10 seconds, 2 times, and then 5 minutes easy. All of that got me really nice and primed for the race. One of the difficult things that the first 5 laps of these kind of races, it's like your heart is exploding. And you gotta be prepared. You gotta open up your legs, open up your lungs, so it's not as painful. It's still incredibly painful and difficult, but I found it to be slightly less if you're nice and warmed up and opened up. The first 20 minutes of this race, I did like an all-time best 20 minutes at 180 BPM. That's my all-time record. I mean, I really was like about to throw up. And so here we are, the first lap, and things are starting off. I managed to move up. I started in the back because I was warming up, and I moved up mid-pack during the neutral lap. And one of the things that I did much better was just cornering. A lot better. Look at me taking the inside, not worrying about it. I mean, we're going 24 miles an hour, but it's no big deal. I noticed that a lot of people in this race, this is a 3-4 race, half of the people are not extremely experienced. So you can take lines, you can take riskier lines, and they will let you in. They'll let you pass them. Here we go. My racing attitude. Somebody came by and I just hopped on their wheel. That's a totally new thing from last week. I wouldn't have done that. But I followed him. I'm sort of in the draft, but my mindset is totally different. Like, just follow those fast wheels. I could have followed him also. You see, he's still moving up. I could have, but I didn't. And now my heart rate is 183. It's up there. It's beating fast. And I'm trying to find these lines. I'm trying to just follow the fast wheels. At this race, I really had the kind of race attitude, like move up, 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 don't fall back, close gaps, because if you're not moving up, you're moving back. And there are all these little slots everywhere. You can kind of weave yourself through them, like there, and then hop on a new wheel, and hopefully they'll take you somewhere. But still, a lot of surging, and if you're in mid-pack, you are braking, like here, braking. I could have gone in between them, but I braked. I didn't have the guts to do that. And here's where we always get gapped. If you're not going like 27 at that corner, it's gonna take a huge effort, and you're gonna get gapped. I had a little bit of momentum there. And here, this guy, the same thing. Well, I hit 900 watts just to stay on that wheel, and that cooks your legs like you wouldn't believe. I mean, look at the temperature also. racing in about 100 degrees. It was insane. So I'm already 187 BPM. I'm hoping that this thing slows down, but it's not. It does slightly here and there, but people are still going strong at the front. So I saw this guy last week in the red and right in front of me. I know that he has a snap in his legs, so I wanted to follow him. Whenever he went up, I would follow him no matter what. I don't know if he's a sprinter or what's the deal, but he was making good moves last week. So the first few laps, total lung burners. And I think that, being in the front is really the key. Taking these corners at like 26, 27, it's so important so that you don't have to surge and then wreck yourself. Let's see what I do here. 500, for a few seconds. And I can tell I'm getting tired. I'm already like, no, not again, not this hill. Let's see what happens if anybody surges if I go with them. And still, it's like 500 watts up this hill. But I'm doing a good job. I'm hustling. I am really trying not to get dropped at the beginning of this race. I know that it slows down. Eventually, it cools down, and it's not as aggressive. But the people at the front, they just want to drop everybody. They want to do some real damage to weed out the less experienced riders and just have less competition. And they are pulling people out of this race. I got pulled out, spoiler alert, but I felt good about it. I felt like I really, I raced like the race was 20 minutes. So I gave it my all. I just didn't have the fitness to keep surging like that. But I will. And also I'll have the more I do this, I'll have the technique. That turn right there, 27 miles an hour, that was a good turn. If I could race every weekend, I totally would. I mean, I would have all this stuff dialed in. Look at that 800 spike, just to stay on that wheel. That stuff really... it hurts after 10 laps of that. Forget it. 30 miles an hour up the hill. It's crazy. So it's all about practice. You can train for this. I have all these workouts. I'm going to show you my workouts that I've been doing on Trainer Road a little bit later in the video. But you can train all day, but you need to get out there and race. A lot of beginners are, no, I don't have the fitness to race yet. I didn't have any fitness when I first raced, and yeah, you're gonna get dropped, but you gotta learn, you gotta figure it out. I learned so much from the first race of the series. I mean, it's like night and day. Look at this. I'm hopping on wheels. I have a lot more confidence. Just because I raced, I knew that I was going to get dropped that first time. I knew I didn't have the technique, but now it's a whole nother story. The confidence that comes with riding with people in this scenario, it's not like a group ride at all. Maybe you'll gain some experience, drafting and whatnot, and feeling a little bit comfortable, but this is like, it's unpredictable, especially, category 4 riders are still very new, so they're weaving all over the place, surging, braking. Another 800 watts just to close this down. But I knew I had to, because I would get dropped. And this is really painful, because when you see a gap like this and it's not getting smaller and smaller as you're putting down power, it's so frustrating. And I do close it slowly, but look at my heart rate. I'm just praying that they don't attack at the front, because that would kill everybody. If there's another attack right now after the hill, it'll gap it'll create a huge split. And I'm still closing down this gap. Already for like 30 seconds, I'm trying to close it. And this guy comes to my rescue. I'm happy about that. So now, slows down, you know, as expected here. Because if I'm tired, then everybody else is tired. It can't just surge forever, right? It can't just blow everybody up. The people at the front are doing work. They're also going to get tired. Unless there's some kind of rotating group. I think there's already a split off the front. If I remember correctly, there's already like 3 people way up. Like what you see there is that's the chase group. I think so. Eventually it does happen like that. It does. There's a split, and then there's a chase group. So there's a front group, chase group, and then there's even like one breakaway off the front from the front group. But anyways, I'm here. I'm just surviving. But I remember I was having, it was extremely painful, but I was having like an exciting time. Like it was, like I was actually racing, you know, like I'm in there, I'm doing stuff, I'm moving up, I'm really pushing. I'm pushing it to the limit. So that's pretty much the race. We're in the chase group. It's not very organized. At least right now, 7 laps in, people are still figuring out what's going on. I was never at the front of this group, so I couldn't figure out what people were doing off the front, like if they were really trying to work together, or if it was like every man for themselves. If they were trying to chase down the breakaway, I don't know. But they never caught him. So finally, it starts to get a little bit slower. You can tell people are getting tired. I'm getting tired. You can tell that I'm leaving some gaps here. I'm getting lazy. And then 800 watts to close it. But I'm doing okay. I'm looking for riders moving up so that I can also move up, but the zap in my legs is gone. Like that's it. 5 laps of that, and I'm just like, I have maybe half a match left. And it gets to the point where you see a gap and you're like, this is it. This is the final surge that I have in me. And that's what happens. You have one more match, but you're saving it, and that's sometimes you get gapped and you're like, wait, I'm gonna save this match because it's probably my last one, and then you save it, but you never use it because you get dropped. That happens a lot. You wait, you're hoping that the group is gonna slow down because you want to save that final match, and boom, you get dropped. Okay, moving up a little bit here. I'm trying to hold this wheel. Not bad. It's not aggressive. The 3-4 race, at least in the mid-pack, is not aggressive. You can move up. People will let you in. People are probably really tired already. Nobody's fighting hard for position. Mid-pack, 9 laps in. It's supposed to be like 32 laps. So, I don't know how it is at the front of this group. People are fighting or, elbowing, stuff like that. Or really being aggressive, holding the wheels. I'm moving up to the front here, sort of. This is as far up as I got, I think. Now we're back to 20 miles an hour. And definitely tired. but still fighting here. Still, working hard not to get dropped. I mean, look at all these watts. It's just these surges. So let me talk a little bit about the training program, Training Peaks. What I'm doing, check out the workout that I'm doing actually today in an hour. In 1 hour I have this one. An hour and 15. It's basically VO2 intervals. The smallest one is like 30 seconds. It goes to 150% of my FTP. And then, as you can see, it gets bigger to like the 2-minute one. And then it goes back up. So you do this. This is supposed to simulate just the surges. 101 TSS, training stress score. So that one's today. Then I have another one on Thursday. So today, as I'm recording this, it is, was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. So tomorrow I have a 1 hour endurance. And then on Thursday I have another interval. And I'm watching the video too. So yeah, people are, man, they're surging so much. So on Thursday I have another interval workout, VO2 also, but a bit longer and more sort of thresholdy. So these all are like 2.5 minutes, 3-4 minute long. Painful stuff. So different kind of pain, like more sustained pain for those times when you just gotta crush it at threshold for 2 to 3 minutes or slightly above. And then on Saturdays are supposed to be kind of race simulations, 2 hours long, big TSS, training stress score, 143, and stuff like this. Threshold, and then VO2 max, and then endurance. So some kind of variation of that. And this is really great. I felt like this is helping a lot. It really gets you over the shock of these races, of all the surges. It's just so insanely difficult. Surging, coasting, and your heart rate is just going up and down. And the first time you do this, first few times, you're just like, you can't understand how people do this like so comfortably. And look at this. I'm trying to follow. These guys are just sprinting up, and I'm doing 900 watts. I'm trying to catch it. But I think that was my last match. You see, we're getting dropped from the group. Those guys are working hard to close that gap. And I think that was my last attempt. Yeah, we never catch them. It's hard. In that heat, at that kind of heart rate, when you're maxed out like that and you've done so many surges, you just you let it go. It's really a mental thing here. I could go. I still have some in the tank. I could go really hard, 10 seconds, right here, and catch them maybe at the bottom corner. But I know that they're gonna surge on that hill, and I'm dead. I'm gonna be dead meat. So those are the kind of things that are going through my mind. I could close it, but I'm gonna get gapped again because I'm gonna be exhausted, completely emptied by that bottom corner and then the hill, and then they're gone, and then that's it. I can't even ride with this little chase group, the chase of the chase group, right? And I don't want that. I don't want to totally blow up. And there I braked. Yeah, I braked hard. Said something. That's what happens. People just, braking. The guy elbows me, and I think I put in some kind of an effort here. Like I tried to ride the threshold just to keep some kind of a speed. What happens when you get dropped is you're not motivated, because you're like, okay, whatever, we're not gonna get back on. It's not gonna happen, and then you ride at 150 watts, and you're not even getting a workout. But they were pulling people out. for safety reasons, and you know, it's like a 50 people were in the field. Last week it got really confusing. You know, the people that were lapped, they thought they were in the group and so forth, all kinds of things like that. So it's good that they were pulling people out. You know, I drove 2.5 hours from Brooklyn, and I got dropped and only raced for 20 minutes. That's funny. Not really, kind of, but it was worth it for the experience, for the race experience, right? Because you just gotta race. If you want to get good at racing, you have to race. Go, ride 20 minutes, you get dropped, you get pulled, and whatever. I calculated the cost. The race was $25, I believe, and then the gas and tolls were $80-something, like $87 to get from Brooklyn. Luckily, I split the driving cost with 2 other people, but if I had been by myself, I would have spent all that money, you know, over $100 just to ride for 20 minutes. The next race is not, they canceled the next one this coming weekend, but there's another one. It's like a state championship in Pennsylvania. The criterium, it's like a 6-corner thing. I saw it. It looks crazy. I signed up for it, and that's on August 2nd. That's the next criterium. I'm gonna be there. It looks like, I mean, probably people are going to be really aggressive. It's a state championship. And I'll be there. I'll be a lot more confident. I'll have some good interval training over the next couple of weeks. So I'm excited. Feel free to say hello. You know, I ride that neon yellow-green Cannondale. I have a huge beard. Say hello. I talked to a few of you. It's great to, you know, get an idea of what other people are doing and riding, and how they're riding, how they're approaching these races. It's fun to say hello to people who watch the video. So thanks for watching. That's it. That's the race here. I think we get pulled. We get pulled on this lap maybe. But stick around, more race videos as they come up throughout the year. And feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think of this racing, what you would do if you were me, how you're training. How are you training for these races? I have a Gran Fondo that I might sign up for in August, North Carolina Gran Fondo, so I'm also training for that, you know, bigger rides, road races. Those are a lot of fun too. So I'm kind of juggling the training between criterium and a little bit longer road races, which I really enjoy. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram if you want to check out all my workouts. I post them every day on my stories, and I'll see you guys out there. Peace. Nice job, buddy. Come on, Jonah! Yeah, Jonah! He got it! Yeah, Jonah!